On November 2015, a church held its first meeting in a downtown storefront in Lamphun, Thailand. 28 people attended, including 10 Buddhists, many of whom had never entered a church before in their life. Over the next 3 years, this young church saw fruitful ministry from that storefront location. The space was regularly full, and the Lord moved one founding partner to lead 6 of those early believers on to the starting of a new local church an hour away. Still, the priority was high for us to find a larger meeting space. Late in 2018, God provided our current rented building. The church moved in, paying its own rent and renovating the spaces with a fund saved up through offerings in our first 3 years together. During the COVID lockdowns, several supporting churches generously helped us add the final 1/3 of our building to the rent and renovate that space into an outreach student center. The following year, Chris Reed and his family joined our ministry team, and the impact of this local church grew immediately. Year by year, God has added to his church here, until we had to combine our fellowship hall with the auditorium and use our worship space for eating as well. Very soon, adding seats for worship became more important than keeping the student center. We knocked down another wall, and the beautifully renovated outreach space became the background for our auditorium. Since then, in weekly ministry, this space has been a perfect fit for worship, although bathrooms and parking require planning to accommodate everyone. We find multiple uses for most of the spaces in our building and love seeing God continue to bless this local church with growth year over year. Special outreach events have given us great opportunities to see what can become weekly reality, and it is obvious that our current space will not be enough for future growth. In 2023, Luca Shermu was sent out of our local church to begin a new church 3 hours away. Sending him out highlighted for us God's plan for leaders to be trained up not only for the future of this local church, but also for the planting of other churches in Thailand and this region. 2 years ago, the members of this local church began faithfully giving and praying for God to miraculously supply our need. 2 things have happened in recent months that have moved the vision of this church forward. Firstly, through the generous commitment of donors, we have been assured of the finances needed for the entire first building once we have a property. Secondly, through exhaustive research of our area, we have selected a property that we believe God would have us purchase. This fall, we want to ask you to partner with us to buy this land. That would make this church fully financially independent with a strong vision to continue growing and sending in the future. The purchase price of this nearly 2-acre property is just under $250,000. Maybe a more helpful way to think about this is that you could buy 1 square meter of land for around $50. Our confidence is in the Lord's provision, and we have seen time and again that He is able to provide. What we ask of you is to consider whether you may be able to have a part in seeing this local church, Sila Baptist Church, take the step of establishing a highly visible, permanent location to be a lighthouse in these communities around us. In the end, it's not about the land. It's not about dirt. It's not even about the buildings that will be constructed. The end goal is that this land would become a place where our growing city can come to know Jesus, be baptized, get discipled, and see leaders trained for the future of local churches throughout the region. Thank you for taking the time to consider having a part in this faith project.